Hello guys and welcome to Odds on Serie A. Yeah, you heard it well. We are gonna start analyzing all the Serie A games with Dani Fisichella, of course, but I also want to know your opinion. So leave a comment below and you will have the chance to win a £10 free bet with Novibet. Just write whatever you want and you will participate in the draw. And do not forget, if you enjoyed the video, press the like button, subscribe to our channel and click on the bell to get all the notifications. And now let's go on with the show. So today we are very happy to start with the new videos of the Serie A, of course, with Dani Fisichella. Hello, Dani.
Ciao Edu, hi, how are you?
I'm really good, and we have an exciting Serie A this season. This match day, the 16th match day, is going to be played on the 6th of January. It's national holiday in Italy. We have Milan Juve, and everything is really compact in the top of the table, also in the bottom with Milan on top, Dani.
See, everything has changed from last season. If you think about it, the three teams, Italian teams that have qualified for the next round of the Champions League this year, at the moment, they are not even in the top four, and they've been replaced by the three teams that are in the Europa League, Milan, Roma and Napoli. The only similarity with last season is Inter. They are second, they are chasing, and so yes, we got Milan at the top for the first time in around 10 years, so it's a very exciting season, this one in Serie A.
One quick question. Do you think this year Juve is going to win again the Scudetto, or finally Milan and Inter will win it?
It's very difficult to say. I think we will know more after the game on the 6th of January, after the game in Milan, and in the next few fixtures when Juventus goes back to Milan to play Inter. It's hard to say at the moment.
Then let's start with the games of the 6th of January. Again, it's national holiday in Italy. The Befana is coming to give presents to the children. And we start with Cagliari Benevento, one team that is doing really good this season. Benevento, newly promoted team, one of the really modest ones in the Serie A, with Filippo Inzaghi on the bench. They lost the last game against Milan before two consecutive victories against Udinese and Genoa. So they are not in a bad run at all, and they are visiting Sardinia with Cagliari with a really bad run, Dani. 8 winless games since they beat Sampdoria, so it's not a happy moment for Di Francesco. And the odds here, they give us the lower odds to Cagliari.
Absolutely, because the Sardinian are struggling. No wins in the last 4 at home. They only kept 1 clean sheet at home. Di Francesco is under pressure. He was asked the weekend after suffering a heavy defeat against Napoli whether he could be sacked. And if you look at last year standings, Cagliari have got minus 15 points compared to last year, so they should be much higher. There are some issues in the goal scoring department. Joao Pedro is not scoring as much as he did last year, but also in the creativity department. At the back, Cagliari have got an excellent goalkeeper, Cragno, one of the best in the league, but unfortunately they haven't got such a strong defense. Perhaps the addition of Diego Godin should have brought something more to the side. Benevento, of the 3 newly promoted teams, I think they are the ones that look better. They probably got more chances to stay up this season. They were unlucky against Milan, but if we look at their away form, they've already won 3 times away this season. They scored 9 goals away. So for this game at Cagliari, I can see them slightly favorite, but in this case, because Cagliari is under pressure, I would go for both teams to score, which pays 2.38.
All right, better not touching the outright market in this Cagliari Benevento. Let's move to the next one in the north of Italy. Atalanta Parma in Bergamo. The good Atalanta seems to be back. They beat Sassuolo 5-1, and Sassuolo is a really good team this season with Duban Zapata scoring again. And actually in the last 3 games at home, Dani, they thrashed Fiorentina, Roma and Sassuolo. So good moment again for Gasperini's men, and they face Parma, struggling, fighting against relegation, lost 0-3 against Torino. So probably we are looking at an easy victory for the home team.
They are definitely favorite. I mean, if you want to go for a low odds bet, yes, back Atalanta, but he doesn't pay very much. And Atalanta, I think I have the feeling that after they qualified for the Champions League, they relieved the pressure they had. Obviously, that was a huge achievement for them, and they start clicking again. They start playing well. Obviously, Zapata starts scoring again, but most importantly, they found again Josip Ilicic, who's the guy who make them click up front because he links up the play very well. Remember, Atalanta is playing without Papu Gomez, who's got some issues with the manager Gasperini, might be solved in January. Nonetheless, they found Pessina, who's stepping up in his place. Plus, it's a team that can go another gear up. They have in the bench people like Malinowski, like Miranchuk, like Lammers. So there is a team that's got a lot of potential, and they score a lot of goals at the moment in a home. Parma are struggling, the worst attack of Serie A, only 13 goals scored. They seem to rely too much on Gervinho, who was out at the weekend. He might be back at Bergamo, but I'm not sure. Liverani, the manager, is under pressure. I will go for a high-scoring game, like Atalanta usually shows us. So more than 3.5 goals pays 2.14. Parma might get on the score sheet as well, but I think Atalanta will win this one.
We can also check here the Asian handicap market, for instance, for Atalanta, and we have Atalanta -2, odds 2.50. So they have to win for at least 3 goals to win our bet. If they win for 2 goals, we get our money back, seeing how Atalanta is trashing the last rivals at home. Maybe this is also another option. We go to Bologna to see Bologna-Udinese, 2 teams that are in the middle of the table, probably where we all expected these teams to be. But Bologna, they are not in a good run, 6 winless games since they beat Crotone the last weekend. They drew against Fiorentina. And Udinese, they lost against Juventus. Probably, Danny, they were a bit unlucky even. They took the lead. The VAR didn't approve the goal because of a handball. I'm not sure actually if it was a handball or not. So 2 teams that are pretty much the same, and the odds show us that the draw is the most likely outcome.
Which probably is also because Bologna have drawn the last 4 games. Also, they're becoming like Mr. X almost. I mean, they only kept 2 clean sheets so far in the season. One was in Florence at the weekend. They had a better chance. They couldn't convert it. They lack a goal scorer, Bologna. Musabaro is not doing as well as he could. Palacio is getting on with ages a little bit more. So I think the Mihajlovic team is struggling, whereas Udinese, I like them in Turin. They lost 4-1, but I don't think the score is a true reflection of what they did, because they also hit the bar twice and they were courageous going up front. They have a very exciting player, which is Rodrigo De Paul. We don't know if they're going to still hang on to him in the January market, but he's definitely going to play in Stadio Dallara on Wednesday. So I think Udinese are slightly favored in this one because they're a good counter-attacking team. So I could go for a win for Udinese, which pays 275 in this case.
All right, you back here, Udinese. So from the Dallara, let's go to the south of Italy. Crotone, Roma. Of course, Roma really favorite, especially this year that they are beating all the mid and lower table teams. So they are really trustworthy, something that we haven't seen in the previous seasons. They beat Sampdoria, struggling at home. A goal scored by Dzeko. Actually, Roma is the best team at home in this Serie A. And Crotone, they are reacting. They look completely desperate, maybe only 1 month ago. But they beat Spezia. They did the same with Parma. And we saw them in the weekend fighting the first half with Inter, then getting thrashed 6-2. I don't know if you give some options to Stropas Mens in this game against Roma.
Well, I will always watch a game of Crotone this year because he's entertaining, and I have to give a lot of credit to Stropa and his men for always trying to play good football, to play from the back, to be courageous. However, sometimes they lack quality, but it's not their fault. They're a newly promoted team. Some players don't have experience in Serie A, and they're shipping too many goals. 35 goals so far is the worst defense in Serie A. I have the feeling if Crotone keep playing this way, they receive a lot of compliments, but they will be relegated in April probably. So they need to change the way they play. Can they change it? Probably not. That's the only way they can play. Roma, on the other hand, they could be a little bit inconsistent against the big teams, but against the small teams, they are doing the job, especially also away from home. They had a very convincing win a few weeks ago in Bologna as well. Dzeko is scoring 7 goals so far this season. They might have Pedro back, which is obviously a great weapon in the counter-attack. I think they are favorite at Ezio Shida Stadium, so I think Roma is going to win, and I'll go to score in both halves, which pays 2.05, or if you want to be a little bit more adventurous, over 3.5 goals. Crotone conceded 6 the weekend, and that pays 2.40.
Yeah, the odds for Roma are low. Again, we are talking about 1.49 right now on Expedia.com, so we have to go maybe for Asian handicap minus 1.5 for Roma to find good odds. We have 2.24. If we really think that Roma can do the job even with 2 goals difference in the south of Italy, and Roma's rival Lazio, they are struggling more this year in Serie A. Remember that they are in the last 16 round of the Champions League. Now they face Fiorentina, you just said it, how they drew against Bologna in a really bad game. Actually, they didn't fire a single shot on target, something that didn't happen in 2 years and a half for Fiorentina, and it was the game after they beat Juventus on the road. That was their last game outside Florence. And Lazio, they drew against Genoa, Immobile scoring again, but they are now 4 points away from Europe, so they really need to win, and they are really favored to do so. It's not going to be easy, though.
No, Lazio are disappointing, so are Fiorentina, but for different reasons. Lazio are disappointing because I think when I look at them, they almost lack the enthusiasm that they had last year. Last year, they were exciting, they were gung-ho, they were going for it, they were going to be goals. This time, Lazio, they tend to almost fade out once they take the lead. They cannot hang on to goals. They struggle to create chances. Just one stat. Luis Alberto, mercurial player, very important player. Last year was the king of assists with 15 assists. So far has done none. So Lazio depend basically on Ciro Immobile scoring, which he's doing, 11 goals in the last 10, but who else? If the other players are not stepping up, like Luis Alberto or Correa or Milinkovic-Savic, Lazio are a bit lost. Fiorentina, on the other hand, they are improving under Prandelli because he's giving them a more attacking mentality, and winning in Turin was a massive result for them. However, I think they're still not clicking, especially in the center of the field. When they got good players, I think a team that has Castrovilli, Ribéry, Bonaventura, I think they should do much more going forward than they were disappointing against Bologna. I think Lazio is under pressure. They had to win this one, so I would say Lazio to score in both halves, which pays 270.
All right, you go for Lazio here against Prandelli. The next one is one of the most important games on Wednesday, Sampdoria-Inter. Tough test for Inter, traveling to Genova to face Sampdoria. They lost against Roma, we just said it, in the weekend. But at home they struggle also this season, only 2 victories at home. They are in the middle of the table though. And Inter, they are in amazing run, Danny. They've won the last 8 games in Serie A, 10 games without a single defeat since the Derby de la Madonnina. Probably since they were kicked out of the Champions League, they started to focus even more in the Serie A, and it's their target, of course, number 1, to get the title. The odds here for Inter, 1.62 to win in the Luigi Ferraris.
Favorite Inter to win, of course, as they did last year as well in Ferraris. Inter are in a good run, but they are far from perfect. They are quite an imperfect machine, if you like. They leak goals. They conceded 2 against Crotone, 1 against Verona, 1 against Spezia. Of course, they score, but they do still have some frailties at the back. What happens to Inter is that they've only kept 1 clean sheet in the last 10 games. And there might be a doubt for them because Lukaku picked up an injury at the end of the game against Crotone. Is he going to be fit, or are they going to be resting him? Because the next 2 games for Inter are important. They go Roma away and then Juventus. So they are really 6-pointers. So that's, I think, depends a lot what's going to happen in the game. Check the lineups before betting on this one. Perhaps Sampdoria, they are organized. Like every team that is managed by Claudio Ranieri, they are not spectacular, but they are compact. And if you have to look at how far they came from last season when they were in the verge of relegation, Ranieri kept them up and they stabilized them. Because Inter defense still, I think, is not the good defense that we saw last year, I would go for both teams to score, which pays quite a lot, 2.38.
How I love Claudio Ranieri. It's always a pleasure seeing this gentleman on the bench and doing a great job even now with Sampdoria. Sampdoria's rival in the city is Genoa, and they visit a tough stadium, El Mapei Stadium, Sassuolo. They are doing an amazing season in European zone, even if they lost in the weekend against Atalanta. And actually now the Cervis men, they are struggling a little bit. 1 victory in the last 4 games. Probably they have to drop in this 2021 in the table. But Genoa might be a good rival to face. They drew against Lazio, and they are improving a little bit, but they are in the bottom, fighting against relegation, a team that shouldn't be there, Danny. And the odds for Sassuolo are pretty good, I would say, 1.92. I think very appealing.
Yeah, Sassuolo as favorite, as they should be. If you look at the numbers, Sassuolo are still doing much better than last season. They got 5 more points in the table, but the last few games have been disappointing. In the last 7 games, they only collected 8 points. It's not much for a team, especially that's got up front a man like Berardi, Caputo, Boga, and especially these front men are, at the moment, they're not delivering what they did in the last part of the season last year. So I think they are in a patchy form at the moment. Genoa, under the new manager, well, I'll call him new, Ballardini, it's only the 4th time that he managed them. He comes back there every now and then when they sack the manager, but they collected 4 points in 2 games. So credit to him for revitalizing the side, which shouldn't be absolutely in that position because they got interesting players, good young players like Scamacca or Shomudorov from Uzbekistan had a very good impact against Lazio. Destro, the journeyman, 4 goals in the last 4. So I can see Genoa is still alive. We can say he's alive and kicking, absolutely. So why not go for Genoa to score first in Sassuolo, 2.63, or if you want to be adventurous, because both teams have already drawn 5 games each, go for a draw, 385.
Okay, you see Genoa picking points. Ballardini is a classic in the bench of the Rosso Blue team. Also, Juric was a coach of Genoa, and now he's the head coach of Hellas Verona, doing really well this season. They beat Spezia in the last games. In the last 6 games away, no defeat, so they are even more dangerous on the road, and they played against Juve, Milan, Atalanta, Lazio or Fiorentina. None of these games were defeats for Verona, and now they face Torino, another historic team in Italy, that they are struggling, although they beat in the last game Parma at Ennio Tardini, so that was a massive victory for Torino. And here the odds show us that this is a draw game.
Torino, I think they are starting to find again more confidence, but their season so far has been very disappointing. No wins at home at all. And we were expecting to see a better style of play from a team managed by Marco Giampaolo. However, they won on the weekend, and we can see how much he meant for the players, how much he meant for the manager who was on the verge of being sacked. They conceded far too many goals. The good news for Torino is the last 2 results have been 1-1 at Napoli and 3-0 in Parma win, and in both games Belotti didn't score. So I think they tried to find other ways to bring in the points home. Verona, their strength is the defense. They got the 2nd best defense in the league. They are a little bit light up front. They don't score many goals. They don't have enough experience. Kalinic is not finding the nets that he should be. The best player is definitely Zaccagni, who scored a wonder goal at the weekend, a bicycle kick. So I think they're going to be under pressure in this one, Verona, although the table says they are the better team. So I will go for a Torino win this time. They'll find the first win at home, and that pays quite well, 2.65.
Yeah, very good odds. I guess you are also betting on a home win for the next one. This is a classic one to add to your ACA. Danny, Napoli, Spezia at San Paolo at the Armando Maradona Stadium, the Armando Maradona's Stadium. And Napoli, they started the year really well. They beat Cagliari in Sardinia with Insigne scoring again. He's now one of the eighth top scorer in Napoli's history with the same goals as Careca. That's nothing. 96 goals for Lorenzo Insigne, and they are facing Spezia, a team that started the season pretty well, but now they are going down and down in the table. 3 straight defeats. It's a newly promoted team, remember. So maybe here, Danny, you are taking a look at the Asian handicap.
Yeah, that's a market to look for Naples. Remember, Naples plays again without Mertens. He's injured, and he's the guy who gave more assists in Serie A. There is no Osimhen, he's got COVID. Koulibaly is injured. So despite all of that, they still were convincing at Cagliari, and they are regaining the form that they lost in the last few games of the season. The question with Napoli is, have they got enough strength in depth in the bench to make up for the losses of these key players? We'll probably find out in the next few weeks, but I think this game against Spezia is definitely winnable, is definitely on the remit. Spezia, yes, won 2 away games at the beginning of the season, but then they lost 5 out of 6. They got the 4th worst defense in Italy. They need to be careful because although they got exciting players going forward, again, when they leave too many spaces at the back, they become vulnerable. Napoli to win both outs, 2.55. That would be my bet.
That's good. Probably Crotone and Spezia are the 2 teams that are favorites to go back to Serie B, but we will find out in the next months. And the game of the game for the last in San Siro, Milan-Juventus, almost a decisive game, although we are still in January. Milan, they beat again Benevento, even without Zlatan Ibrahimovic, but we saw Rafael Leao scoring again. And actually, he's the second youngest foreign player to score more than 10 goals for Milan. So we have to keep an eye on Leao. And then Juventus, they have, of course, Cristiano Ronaldo, another record for him this weekend. 758 goals for Cristiano Ronaldo, the best top scorer, I would say, in the history with these numbers. So, Danny, what do you expect here? Last year, remember that Milan won 4-2 coming back from a 0-2, and the odds make Juventus favorite, 2.43.
I can see why, because Juventus at the moment are 10 points behind Milan with a game in hand. They cannot afford to go 13 points behind. So this is a must-win game for Juventus. And against Udinese, we saw the good side of Juventus because they scored 4 goals, they created chances. Ronaldo, is the top goal scorer. Dybala was inspired. Pirlo seemed to have found the right midfield at the moment with McKennie and Betancourt. Ramsey falls 9. So they seem to have found a good balance. Also, Chiellini is back on the side. However, Juventus, again, they are far from perfect because Udinese had the chances, and we saw them after a good performance against Parma. Then they conceded 3 against Fiorentina. So there is still a big question mark, but I can see why they could be favorites. On the other hand, Milan is the only unbeaten team in Europe on the top leagues. They got the most point tally in the history of Serie A since the 3 points per win were introduced. So this is, we have to say, this is the best Milan ever so far, even if they haven't won anything. The numbers don't lie. However, Milan can miss a key player in the center of the defense, which is Kjaer. So they could have issues there. They will be without Tonali, who pick up a red. They will be without Benacer in the middle. There is no Ibra. That's to say that it's a very tough one to call. I will be very cautious on this one. I will go for a Milan Asian handicap of 0, which pays 238. Which means if Milan wins, you get the money. If they draw, you don't lose your money. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's the top of the league against the team that is 6th in the league. So back Milan in this case, but be cautious rather than going for an outright.
Yeah, for sure. The value bet is in Milan, and you give me goosebumps, Danny, when you said that Milan is the best Milan in the history, seeing the players that Milan had in the past and the players that they have now.
It's the stats. It's the stat. The stat says they never had 37 points after 15 games in Serie A since the 3 points were introduced. So I'm just mentioning the stats. I'm not saying this is the Milan that is gonna equal the Milan of Arrigo Sacchi, Capello, etc. But if we look at the numbers and if they continue in this run, this is an amazing Milan.
Fair enough, it's true. Then we've analyzed the 10 games. Danny, do you have an ACA for this match day?
Yes, let's go with 5 games, 5 out of 10 for the accumulator. Atalanta, Asian handicap -2. Roma to score in both halves in Crotone. Lazio, Fiorentina, both teams to score. Napoli, Asian handicap of -2. And Sassuolo, Genoa, both teams to score. The total odds is 44.6.
Wow, it's an adventurous one. A lot of money for this 6th of January, important day in Italy, because all the kids will be very happy with their presents and the Serie A, of course.
Hopefully you can buy a present yourself with this betting and see which teams will be happy after the 6th of January.
Exactly. We will see at the end of this week, because we'll have another show for the weekend. Thanks, Danny.
Ciao, see you later.
Ciao. So Danny thinks Milan is a slightly favorite in that Milan-Juventus game. Really good game we have in the 6th of January in Italy. But I also want to know your opinion. What is going to happen in that game? Well, let me know in the comment section, and you will have the chance to win a £10 free bet with Novibet. Just write a comment and you will participate in the draw. And do not forget to click on the like button if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to our channel, and click on the bell to get all the notifications. Remember also, you can listen to all our videos in our podcast. And this week we will be back with more odds on Serie A.